All right, time for the 5-day planner, and if we keep things moving, we can get to a few radars at the end of this. So we'll start you off with this afternoon's map. You can see we had a little snow in the past hour or two, and the Upper Peninsula looks like we could see maybe a few flakes more, but mainly rain. So we'll try and keep it that way. Rain throughout New England. Look at that, a wet day. Quick round around D.C., around the Williamsburg area, and then our front moves out. So Saturday should be okay. A little breezy, perhaps a little bit cool in the east. Sunday looks like the warmer of the 2 days, and this lingering low is going to keep it gray and drizzly for you in Buffalo and perhaps down to Philadelphia and maybe even down to Morgantown, West Virginia. So University of West Virginia could be a rainy start to your weekend. South Texas finally seeing hopefully the end of the rain. Brownsville, you may not be quite so lucky, but Houston certainly looks okay for you for Saturday afternoon. Actually, the next front coming along may stir up a couple of showers in the northern plains, but thunderstorms, that's probably it. Maybe a few ahead of this front, maybe a chance of a couple thunderstorms in Florida. So we deal with all the nasty weather during the work week and head into the weekend with calmer conditions. Sounds pretty good. Through midnight tonight, we may continue to see flooding problems in Texas. Flash flood watches are in effect now from the heavy rain that we had yesterday, and that was about in this vicinity. Now it's just a little bit farther to the south, so it's going to overlap in some areas that are going to see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches today, and that's in addition to 4 or 5 inches that they did get in the last 24 hours. Otherwise, rain could be heavy in the northeast, more of a steady rain rather than thunderstorms. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Contrast that with the 90s to 100s in the southwest. So we have our big ridge in the west and a little bit of a trough in the east, and that's the pattern that we'll keep for the next few days to come, actually. So the hot weather that you have, you're safe with that. Hopefully you like it in the southwest because snow escaping it for now. Meanwhile, Great Lakes and northeast, while we do have that little trough and the cooler weather, we are going to see some fluctuations. So you'll notice that Sunday looks much warmer than Saturday, and on into Monday we will see some of the 70s disappearing as the next front comes along. So it kind of goes up, goes down. Won't be too bad, but no heat wave either. As a matter of fact, Cleveland, you're back in the 50s again on Tuesday. 70s and 80s hang tough in the south. 70s climb up. It's going to be sort of the same thing. Warms up a couple days, cools off again. But you notice, look at this, California cooking there in the valleys. We're going to see a lot of 90s. We'll take the 100s off the map maybe after today. But Phoenix, your forecast time for today is 100 degrees. With a chance of isolated thunderstorms really most days coming up. Even though we have our ridge of high pressure here, we'll have little disturbances come in, maybe a little upper level low kind of spin its way in, and if there's just enough moisture, we'll see isolated thunderstorms. Now, the thunderstorms that developed the last few days have had a lot of thunder and lightning with them. Not a whole lot of rain, and that's pretty typical, so we may see more of those dry thunderstorms in the southwest. East finally clearing out. Maine, you're the last to get the clearing trend, and then look what happens. Our next front that's going to follow the jet stream, instead of heading way down to the south, we have a shallow trough, so it'll come right across the Ohio Valley, right along the jet stream, and just as Maine clears out, the next batch of rain comes in. Scattered thunderstorms in the forecast then for Tuesday along the Gulf Coast, but overall looks like a pretty quiet pattern. Now you notice that we don't have any red on the map as one storm moves out and the next one comes in, following about the same path, and enough Gulf moisture for thunderstorms, but we don't have severe weather on the map yet. We'll watch it day by day, and as we get closer to that time period, we'll let you know. For today, we think the area outlined for severe weather right here in the mid-Atlantic. And you can see we have a few thunderstorms developing, nothing too serious now coming in across the Appalachians. Actually, the stronger thunderstorms are down here in central Alabama, Birmingham. Severe thunderstorm warning for you in Jefferson County. We've had reports of trees down with these thunderstorms coming through, and they appear to be moving at a pretty good pace. Atlanta looks like you may end up getting some of this rain as it travels right down Interstate 20. So again, just ahead of our front here, we may see the strongest thunderstorms of the day from New Jersey down through the mid-Atlantic. We'll be watching it pretty closely. In the meantime, we do have severe thunderstorms in central Alabama. We'll keep checking the radars with you and keep you up to date. Your local forecast is coming up. Because this one depends on the sun. It's a visible satellite picture. So you see a few little streaks of clouds. They show up a little bit better on the infrared, but the visible really shows the clear skies and the snow on the mountains even better than this one. So we'll show them both to you, but the general pattern is a ridge of high pressure in the west, so the storms that come in, and this next one that you can see out here will go right up into British Columbia. It may eventually come back and affect us here in the lower 48, but not so much in the west as the upper Midwest, as our jet stream pattern is kind of up and over, dropping down across the Great Lakes. So that will be the general storm pattern. So the storm track, and what we end up with is really very quiet conditions, just enough moisture flowing in for a few clouds at this point. And yes, we'll have enough moisture, we think, again this afternoon to spawn a few thunderstorms in the mountains of the southwest. Let's see how we're doing right now. Well, as you might expect, it's early in the day. Once we get that heat going and the air rising, well, then we may see more clouds and thunderstorms, but for now it's nice and quiet. So the mornings are best here. Not too hot yet either. Right now it's 80 degrees in Phoenix, expecting to get to 100, which is 10 degrees above the norm for this time of year. And that's pretty much the case around the region. Salt Lake City, 62, pretty nice, getting up to 80 today, a little hot, 10 degrees above the normal 70. Denver, it should be a whole lot nicer for you today. Yesterday, east to southeasterly winds meant upslope flow, not a whole lot of rain. We had a few scattered thunderstorms in the southern part of the state, but cloudy, cool weather, and hopefully we're going to get you to 70 today, so it looks much, much better. Looks better in the northern plains as well, where it's not as windy today. Yesterday we had wind advisories in effect across Minnesota and Iowa because we had our area of low pressure here just spinning that cold air down from Canada and whipping the winds across the two states. A little bit lighter in the way of winds today, but the wind chill is still a little tough. Look at that, Des Moines, 13 degrees. Yeah, it's breezy out here, but getting better as the day wears on with high pressure building in. We will see much warmer temperatures in the plains as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, it's going to take a while to get rid of this area of low pressure. You can see out ahead of it, nice little warm up. It's in the 70s already, all the way up to the Norfolk, Virginia area. A little bit warmer in the northeast, but the rain moving in, 49. Ooh, that's not so pretty in Boston right now, 51 in Buffalo, and look what's in the forecast for you through the afternoon. Well, at least it's not snow. I guess that's looking on the bright side. Our area of low pressure will lag. The front will scoot right out of here, but that low just kind of meanders its way to New York City and then eventually out toward Boston, and it'll take most of Saturday before we really see any kind of improvement. So a little breezy and wet through here. Our front lagging down through Florida. Not a whole lot of rain there, but some scattered thunderstorms possible. As high pressure builds into the southern plains, even Texas will get a chance to clear out. And most of the state will see sunshine. Brownsville, you may be the exception. Then we'll watch this next front coming along. Again, remember our storm pattern up here, and then the storm's going to drop down into the northern plains and come across the Great Lakes. So as this one moves out, guess what's coming up next? Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago. This front, and that could mean a little bit of rain perhaps by Sunday, but we'll check that forecast coming up shortly. So for today, heaviest rain in Texas. No thought of snow at this point, so we're not going to worry about that. However, we will have some severe weather to tell you about, and that will be just ahead of our front. Behind it, a little cool on Saturday morning. But look what happens by Saturday afternoon. The northeast still dealing with the north winds that follow that area of low pressure and some low clouds and maybe rain. But in the plains, well, forget about springtime. We've jumped right into summer, and the only thing that'll take you from the 50s one day to the 80s or 90s, the next, of course, will be something drastic, and it will be, of course, downsloping winds off the mountains.
That's true. Well, whether you're flying or driving around the nation today, stay with the Weather Channel for your updated travel conditions.
Up next is TravelWise after your local forecast.
It's advanced,